Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people all over the world, welcome to a special weekend edition of the TylerBrianHour, aka TBH, aka TBR. I'm your co-host, Beard, aka Brian, aka Prince, aka Prince. Vegeta out the hating, I'm going to pass it to my boy, my brethren, Mans and MTTL. You want to say something to the people?
How we doing, people? It is your co-host, Tyler Libra, aka TTL, aka Libra Hendricks in the building. We are gathered here today on this Saturday evening, March 24th. I believe, I'm always fucking wrong. March 25th. Of 2023. Spring is here. It was a beautiful day out today. I didn't do shit but laundry and just contemplate what I had in mind for tonight's episode as far as my topics go. And so let's get to it.
Do you want to start with that then?
I'll start with this. I want you to promise something to me, and I'm gonna do the same for you. Before the podcast even gets started, or I want us to have some sort of dialogue as far as just getting a feel for where we're at, as far as where your mind's at, and how the day has processed for you. Just to kind of get the flow going, because a lot of the time people, I mostly come in here cold, and I just say what's off the top of my head, and I don't be really thinking about things as far as topics go. And I feel like to be a contributing part of this podcast, like how much Brian puts into it, I need to be, if not on the same level as far as a thinking process goes, as far as a topic process goes, and he is. So that's what I want us to do beforehand, and just even a little bit of dialogue offhand, after the podcast, if that is feasible with you.
Yeah, I could definitely stay for a little bit and talk about that. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that first statement you said about topics, just because, I'm gonna group it as a whole. We are entertainment podcast, so yes, it is. Very important to me. Not necessarily got to be well versed in anything. I mean, we're just two homies giving opinions on shit that's happening in the world. But I would like you to just be a little bit more informed, even if you don't care, just to have the dialogue, because it's kind of hard to be entertaining and have an entertainment podcast when either A, you don't give a fuck about the topic. Because I try to pick topics that, not saying we have to be diehard about, but something where we could put forth an opinion or have a discussion about. And then B, when you're on your phone. I'm not saying you can't check your phone. It's human nature to check your phone. I'm addicted to my phone as well. I might check my phone every once in a while if I didn't use it to record the video. But it's kind of hard to go back to the other thing. It's an entertainment podcast. So what I always took it as, not saying you have to be to the same level as me, but I always took it as you're getting bored with the product. And it's it is. Actually, it's not kind of, especially when I go to talk to these sponsors. I talk to people who enjoy the podcast and shit like that. It's hard to sell the product when one of the people making the product appears to be bored or appears to be distracted to the point to where when they jump in, it doesn't really have a flow. Because that's all I want. Because when we get to a flow, even when we disagree, even when you flat out not on the same opinion as me, it's still a better show because there's discourse and there's a back and forth and there's a flow to it. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to introduce a topic and then maybe you zoned out for a second, then you jump back in to where we just kind of pick up where you go. Because usually when you go somewhere, we go, but it just I just want a better product, if that makes sense.
I think honestly for me that has a lot to do with how I process information and how I go about certain things that are brought to me. Mm-hmm. And this goes year on end. I can't even this is a 20-something year thing that subliminally I do. If it's something that I haven't seen during the day, because mind you, people, I work 9 hours a day. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not looking at the shit that's happening in the world. Even after work, I just want to unwind and just kind of get my bearings, light some sage, and just kind of tune out. So I'm not really in the time frame that I'm doing all that is a different time frame than what B Heard is looking at and what he's seen during the day. So usually when he comes at me with something, or like he wants to come at me with a certain topic, I may not know shit about it. I may not even know it happened, like even during the week. So, with that being said, yeah, I understand the role that we play both in here, and I understand what we gotta do as far as a product to the people, and we love the people, and so I will try to do my best to kind of be informed, but at the same time, it's like, man, like if there's something that like I don't really have an opinion on, or I really just, like B. Hur said, don't really give a fuck about, I'm going to stand on that. Like I'm just going to say, yo, I really don't know that, so like I don't really have an opinion on that. And then he'll kind of like spew it from there. He'll kind of like take the fault for that. But yeah, I'll try my best as far as that goes to keep this progress rolling as best as we can, as far as topics go, as far as dialect goes, and we'll definitely make this thing better than what you guys have seen over time.
But also to that point, that's why, one, like, it's not that I'm coming at you like I don't know who you are. Two, that's why, like, going forward, allow me to set it up better, because I try to set you up to the position to where, like, I'm not the greatest host in the world. I have faults as a host. I could be better. But I try to set it up as if the viewers at home and whoever's watching this or whoever's listening to this have no clue what the fuck happened. So when I'm introducing a topic, allow me to introduce the topic so I can give you as much information as you could hear, or at least that I know. So that way, I'm not asking you to be well-versed or to have a passionate opinion on some shit that you might not have. I'm asking you to just meet me to wherever I'm at. Because like I said, well, I mean, we both work, like, I work 8 hours, you work 9 hours. I got 2 jobs, so I work every day. So when I get information, it's more so I try to make it as digestible as possible to you, so that way, because, you know what I'm saying, you're still a smart human being. You're still witty. You still have your personal feelings about some shit that, even in like the Adam 22 thing, you didn't know anything about that, but you know how you feel about if a 30-year-old taught to a 16-year-old. Like, I try to present it in a way to where you could take it and still provide value into that. I would never set you up, like, this is me talking from me now. I would never set you up to the point to where, like, to where you would look bad in an interview, or even if eventually, which I do want to talk about, and we could decide whether we want to talk about it here or after. But like when we have a guest, even if the questions are catered toward the guest, I'm still going to tie you in, just because it's your show is just as much as it's mine, especially if you don't know the guest or vice versa. Like, I try to make sure that everybody's included, so that way it still has a flow, or they know enough.
Right. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to get that aspect off my chest, you know, kind of just talk about my other side of the brain, because y'all really don't begin this other side of the brain like you do normally on regular podcasts, even if it's on like a special time of day like this. So I just want to spit my words and show you guys that I really am capable of talking. So
yeah, because like I said, like, I think that's why. And
speaking to you, because I feel like that's something that really needed to be conversated. So,
yeah, because I like I said, it almost pains me. It's not like, I know you care, and I know you're passionate about the podcast like me, but it just be like, I feel like sometimes I just be grasping at straws, because I'm just like, yo, you are just as important to the show as me. So when you, like, it kind of almost kills me inside, just because it's like, I'm over here talking to Lopez about getting a location because I know you don't feel comfortable. I'm over here editing 5 to 6 hours of footage. I'm over here, I've watched like 20 TBH episodes for the past like 2 weeks, like, just to get clips that I can highlight, and I don't even have the money to afford to edit and pay for editors, and like, it's like I'm doing all these things in the background for you to just come in here and not feel like talking or to be on your phone. I was just like, damn. Because like I know when the moments are good, they're good. But it's just like we be talking for 2 hours, and I feel like I get a great Tyler for 45 minutes to an hour, but it's a 2-hour product.
Yeah.
So it's just like I just want the best version of you to where I feel like I try to make your job, and then that's another thing is why I feel like I'm Brass Semester because I try to make your job as easy as possible. I try to make it to where all Tyler got to do come in and shoot the shit for 2 hours. And that's also another reason why, because like I said, I get around, like I could probably get off of around 5, you maybe get around 6 or 7, or just Tuesday where you really got off and then we started recording.
That's another thing, bro. Like Nick, I don't have the time in the fucking day. I know you don't either.
But what I'm saying is like, that's why I try to come in more so like.
Hey, we lose sleep over this.
Yeah, but that's why I try to come in at a certain time. Like, because I could get off at 5 or 6, but I at least want to eat and unwind and make sure that, I mean, obviously I don't know your schedule that well, but like I try to make sure that I come correct too. Like, because I feel like if the product's already kind of shaky now, I feel like it would be way worse if we both were on some, like, we just got home, we just got to talk about this, that, and the third now.
I'm just trying to make sure that both of us is in the right frame of mind to be able to do what the fuck we do on Tuesday nights. That's all I'm worried about as far as like, because like we losing sleep over this, we losing minds over this. We thinking about what this can become, what this is, what this been in the past. And like a lot of people out there, y'all don't see this. Y'all don't see as far as you, that whole process goes. You may understand it, but we're the ones that gotta be able to put this out every single Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever the case may be. And yeah, bro, it's the shit is tiring as far, especially on B Herd's end. So I can only imagine it when or if I ever get more endeavored to his technical side of the fact is that I can't even imagine how much sleep I would lose. So nigga, it's like this, right? It's like this. What we can put into the podcast is almost the same effort as opposed to what a person, I guess our parents would put into their everyday work life. Except we're still doing this as a hobby, and we're still doing this for the people, and we're still doing this for the love, as opposed to them doing it for the paycheck, doing it for capitalism reasons. When you got that sort of mindset to just wake up to an alarm every day, get up, shower, brush your teeth, put your clothes on, get in your car, and then go off to work. And it might be a job that you might not even, that you don't even really care about.
Sound like me for real.
That sounds, there's a way of thinking, there's a mindset that you got to have to be able to do that. And when you think about it, I'm not even just thinking about it from like a have to effort. I'm thinking about it for like a willingness effort. Because when that alarm goes away on weekends, I'm still waking up at the same fucking time I would go to fucking work. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's when you think about like capitalism and all this work ethic is instilled into us even when we know that we don't have any sort of responsibilities on a free day.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me. And that's the same type of thing that I feel like we have to have with this podcast.
Yeah.
Same type of fucking effort.
Well, this is what,
which I meant to get to you on the space, but I was tired. Like I fell asleep. I kept falling asleep in and out because I was fucking tired. And it's like, it's not even have to do a work thing. It's just a stress thing, bro. So,
I mean, I don't disagree, but fourth wall, those of you who watch the fucking Flip on Joe Budden's podcast, just to break it to you, this is why I keep saying what I say to you, like,
all fucked up.
I'm saying like we should just go kill all the guest interviews and get the city. This is the most. What's crazy is like how kind of dolo we've been with the podcast and how we've been bullshitting. I mean, I've been bullshitting. You've been bullshitting. We've been bullshitting. this is the most I've ever seen niggas A, talk about it, and B, want to be a part of it. I mean, when I say the range is wide, it's the widest it's ever been. Like every time I haven't struck out yet, which is kind of crazy because usually I'll strike out. Like I'll say, like I'll get somebody on the podcast, but then it never comes to fruition. It never comes to like coming up with a plan and stuff like that. But everyone I've talked to so far is like, yeah, all right, win. And I'm like, well, shit. Like I ain't never had it to the point where everybody wants to do it. And
right,
like I'm gonna say it like this, and I look at it as friendly competition. Like those two are my brothers. Even this third podcast I'm about to say because I don't really know them like that. But like to me. Yeah, actually 4. I'm gonna say 4 things. I'm gonna put it out there. Put it on wax.
I've been seeing podcasts come up a lot throughout the city.
I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna say the Minds with Hakeem. I'm gonna say Rise Again. I'm gonna say Iowa Public Radio, and I'm gonna say the Creative POV. POV, they're new. I don't know dude. I don't know ball. I don't know the public radio, so I don't know ball. So I can't like if it sounds like it's disrespect, it's not. But to me,
absolutely not.
I don't see why we can't be number 1 in the city. I really don't.
Because we have a dynamic that none of those guys have. Because first of all, I feel the way that we've just gone. I'm gonna talk some real shit. The way that our friendship is connected, as far as me and Be Heard goes, throughout 24 years, damn near 24 fucking years. We've seen a lot of shit, we've done a lot of shit, and we've been through a lot of shit. And the fact that we had that in our disposal, and the fact that we're just real niggas and we could talk about any fucking thing possible that we want to, and it just comes off the top of our head naturally, that is the edge against anybody in this fucking city. I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. Y'all ain't fucking with us as far as just the conversation goes, because we get into some deep level shit. I trust that I have that ability to go deep, and I trust that my man's Be Heard has that ability to go deep, because we've had conversations like this for years, just riding around, cruising around in a car. So I know we could bring it out to for other people to hear. So. That's all I gotta say about that. So I'm not even really. I love y'all. I respect y'all. I love what y'all are doing for the city, but I'm really not too worried about y'all as far as our dynamic with our shit.
But we gotta show that too, because I ain't gonna lie, Juwan out here working, Phoenix back working, like the creative POV, they working. Like a lot of these niggas is working, and they working on their TikTok and stuff. But some of y'all got a team though, like which y'all fail to realize too.
It's just us.
Yeah.
Like, really just this nigga. So I'm gonna keep it real. So
I was gonna say it's just me. Like, so anything that you see that put out there is me when I get to it. Mind you, that's me working 2 jobs. This is why I hate it too, because I like, am I lazy? Am I a procrastinator? Sure.
Wholeheartedly. Me too.
But at the same time, it's like, y'all niggas ain't fucking with me. Like, I'd like to see if y'all can work every single day and still post a podcast. I want to see if y'all can work every single day and post 2 podcasts in a week. I want to see if every single day you can still post YouTube channels to your own YouTube video.
Have the work schedule that we got. Have the work schedule that we got and still be able to talk on Tuesday nights till like 3 hours.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
Like, no bullshit.
I mean, it don't sound humble, but like really, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I want, and this is another thing too. Like, if we just being honest, breaking the fourth wall, I don't want this to just be this episode, and then Tuesday we go back to the bullshit. Like, I really like all I'm asking. Matter of fact, I'll look you dead in your eye. All I'm asking for, give me a summer, give me these guest interviews. If you want to do a dolo episode, we can venture off and do a dolo episode. Just give me a summer. And I promise you, I will do everything in my power to take us somewhere that we have never been. And I'm kind of scared too, because they're kind of trying to pack up TikTok, and I need that shit for at least the summer.
Right.
But if you give me the summer, just grind with me, put your head down, grind. I'm not saying you can't travel. I'm not saying you can't live your life. Obviously, live your life. But give me a summer, show me the effort, show me these podcasts. Just show up on Tuesday. That's all I ask for. Nigga, I will take us out of here. I will do everything in my power to take us out of here.
And the thing about it is that the reason why I have not, I'm gonna be straight up with you 1,000% for everybody listening on here. The reason why I have not given up on this, or I have not given up on Be Heard, is because straight fact of the matter is my mama. because I talked about her, about this, what I want to do, what I want to be, what's the end goal for y'all's podcast and stuff like that. And she said trust and be her more than you would trust in your own self. And that's not, and then I went,
expected that.
And then I went above and beyond and said, I need to trust in him. I definitely need to trust in him more than I trust in myself, because I know what he does every single day with this, or I have some idea. And me being in this position, me being through all the shit that I've been through over the years, over the last 3 years, really, 4 years, really, and knowing that I'm still here and I'm still trying to make my life better, trying to prosper as best as I possibly can. I know that I trust me to be able to move forward. So all I got to do is put that same type of effort in to be heard. And so far, he's not led astray yet.
Because I put it like this too. Like, even if I do everything else,
and it's hard for me to trust people. It really is. You know, I swear to God.
I don't want to phrase it, because I don't want to say that to not trust me, but just, I guess, basically allow me to lead in some areas. But even then, like, if we just talk about different dynamics, I feel like my dynamic is not the social dynamic. It's more of the inside stuff, to where I feel like you are more of the outside stuff. Like, I feel like if anyone would be able to get people to the podcast or want to be on the podcast and talk to us and this and third, is you, because you can kind of make shit shake when it comes to these, like, sceneries and being outside. And I'm not saying you have to be outside. I'm not forcing you to be outside, but, like, if I, like, put it out there, like, I feel like you'd be the one to make the word go. Because I'm more of an inside nigga. I'm more of a technical side and, like, the background scenes of the shit that you don't see. But I feel like if there was a face of TBH, it's kind of you. Like, not only was it your idea, your name is first for a reason. Like, you should be the face of the show. Like, I could easily see it. You're the personality. You're more the color commentator. I might be the play-by-play, but, like, I feel like if I hand the baton to you, you should be able to go take it and run with that motherfucker. And that's kind of what I want to set you up to be. And that's more of a, if you don't do anything else, that's more of what I want. Like,
yeah. And, like, as far as that goes, I mean, obviously this podcast has changed over the years. Me and Be Heard have changed over the years. So a lot of the shit that is surrounded with this podcast, as far as the imaging goes, we may not be in a position in our lives anymore as far as that same image goes. Like, it's like for me, for instance, I've been through so much shit in the last 4 years. People dying around me.
Yeah.
You know, drug abuse, like pill abuse, alcohol and stuff like that nobody knows. That, you know, I've changed my dynamic in a way to where I'm more sensible now. And I have to do that for me. Truly, if I want to still live on this earth and I want to still enjoy the people that I'm with, I've had to do that. And I'm not even bullshitting. So, with that being said, I want this dynamic of being, because we lived off of being wild and crazy and saying some outlandish shit, but at the same time, I want the dynamic to kind of flip in a way where we could still say some stupid and wild shit, but also be niggas going crazy out there.
Stupid wild shit.
And also, we're a product of our environment too. Like, we see the shit, we talk about the shit, and, like, there it is. Like, niggas burn out their tires. But yeah, I want, as the years go by, I want this to mature like how we mature. Definitely. So,
but to be honest with you, if I'm being all the way honest with you, I really think it's the opposite. Because, like I said, I went back and listened to old episodes. We kind of, for it to be an entertainment podcast, we kind of use this to vent more so. It almost feels like we don't talk enough so that when we get on the podcast, we usually kind of vent. Because, like, whether I be going through shit or you be going through shit, not saying we can't vent, not saying we can't show our flaws, but it is an entertainment podcast to the point where if
people love fucked up shit.
True. But if we talk more outside of this, so that way when we come on the podcast, we just kind of more organic and fun and more relaxed instead of like uptight and stressed and like it takes, because like that first hour of the podcast is usually kind of awkward or slow, and then like towards the end of the podcast it seems like it ramps up and it gets good. Right. Because if we get to like,
that's what I'm saying. Like if we just get to this warm up point.
Yeah, and another thing to think about too is like we're not even realistically podcast fam. I know, like I got the Biden bucks. Or actually, I think it was the Trump bucks. But the Trump bucks, I bought the Roll
Trump bucks.
I bought the Roll podcast there.
Shit.
I bought these mics, and I'm using my iPhone. Like we have touched the surface of what we should be. Imagine if we really get the definitive spot. We get a camera and we get a full setup and a full sheboying. Like, nigga, we might take this shit out the road. Like, I really want to go somewhere because, like, what I think about too is I had to use some money for the podcast stuff. I had to like, I used a couple $100, but I've kept track. Like, not a couple hundred. Excuse me. It's like 100. I've kept track, so definitely keeping a track of what I would owe Tyler. But to the point of where I think this podcast could go, definitely think we could get paid for this. I definitely think that I could quit one of my 2 jobs. And if Tyler, I want to get to the point where if Tyler says, I don't want to do shit else but the podcast, we could do it. And I feel like we could do it. It's obviously, there's marketing, there's getting the right eyes on it. And it's like, I do want, and another thing too, is to actually go back to the point of like letting me introduce the topics and things of that nature, is I want us to, like I said, we could be crazy, we could be wild, we could be goofy, but I also want respect, and in a sense of like people still respect me. I don't want people to look at this podcast and like I ask Tyler a serious question and he gives his input and his input's lacking because he doesn't have the knowledge or he doesn't have the information that he like could get from me explaining the topic, and then people look at Tyler like he's dumb, because he's not. He might be emotional, he might be all these different things, but he's smart. Like he thinks about shit. He might even react. Even in the moment, if he reacts quick, he's still going to think about it. Like, I want to carry ourselves in a way to where we can have a good product over there. We can have a goofy product, but we can have a product we're proud of. And that way it still gets us money too. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to lie, it probably would make my life 10 times better if I didn't think this way. But like, niggas need money, B. Like, niggas want money. Like, I love y'all, but I also want some money. This is actually what I want to do. If I could make a perfect world to where the main income is the podcast, I would love nothing more. But I got to get to that point. And to get to that point, it is a lot of hard work. Like, you got to think about it like this is, we're just coming to this realization 5 years, 6 years maybe into the podcast. And 117 episodes later, maybe 120 something if you count the Patreons. And we're just now, like, this may be our, not 20th video, but up there. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're just getting to this point, and this is off the back and strength of Tyler working, me working, and the want to do this. Because you still got to want to do this. That's another thing people don't realize. Like, whatever you're passionate about, you still have to want to do it. And what's going to show, when passion's going to show, is like when you really don't want to do it. Like, yeah, we want to record a podcast. Hell, I like, in my head, I would love nothing more to do 2 podcasts a week. But damn, this shit is hard.
This shit is really hard, man, because like we both as individuals, we got shit to take care of during the weekend that we necessarily don't have time to do on the weekday. You know, as for everybody out there, but at the same time, we don't know everybody else's situations. We kind of know our situations as far as like what our financials is, as far as like what we working with, as far as money goes and stuff like that. And we ain't some niggas that was born into some money, bro. We really ain't. We're just like y'all. We're struggling to make a buck too. We broke as hell too, but we we have fun being broke. We talk about being broke. So it's kind of crazy as hell. But like, I don't know if I actually came into some money, I don't think I would have fun, man. I don't think I would have fun because I blow that shit.
Like, I like to see myself try. I don't know if I could.
When you think, because my mom put in perspective to me. She was like, I don't want to be like. She said, I don't want to have all this money and not shit to do with it. She's like, I'm 64 years old. The fuck, besides putting in that money for me to live the rest of my life, what the fuck else am I gonna need? Like the house is paid off, the car's almost paid off, you know. Like what I ain't got no more kids left, so like, well, I mean, little kids, so like what the fuck else am I gonna do with all that money? I was like, well, you could probably live in a better neighborhood, you could buy a new house. And she was like, yeah, but new house, you gotta think new house, new expenses, especially buying a house, new problems, and you know, all that shit that comes with it. It's like you're not up. She said you're not upgrading your life just for free.
Yeah,
there's always going to be shit that is going to come with every single aspect, every single point in life in which you re-up on. So I got to think about that.
Shit, I look at how Steve Harvey just said, like, within this past week or two, he said, there was a clip of Steve Harvey, he was on some interview, and then basically he was saying, like, they're like, oh, Steve, why do you buy all these cars? He's like, shit, because if they take it all, like, I'm at least have a nice car to sleep in. He said the Rolls Royce with the lights above and then room in the back, and I'm be laid out in the car. It's like, yeah, that's some real shit. But I strive for shit like that just because it's like, I've seen what money does to people that stress and worry, and I just want to make sure that even if I go, like, my mom and dad don't have to stress no more, like,
right,
or they see me well off.
I've seen niggas with money, bro. Like, I mean, I got cousins that have a little bit of money, and I've seen what that shit could do to somebody as far as like their attitude goes. And if money is put in the right person's hands, that shit can do wonders. But if it's with a nigga, like how Brian picked to hit his money, or I'm not saying that you stupid with your money. I'm not saying that, but like, we know niggas that will act batshit crazy with some fucking money. We got friends that I know for a fact that would act batshit crazy with the first real bread that they touch, and that shit would be gone within. I hate to say it, a nigga could really spend probably like $100 in today's society. A nigga could spend like $50,000 in a day. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it happen. And like the thing about with that is that like
I just paid my shit off, to be honest.
Yeah, but you still got X amount of money left. Say if you have bills right now that are worth $50,000 and you got $500,000 to your name.
I'm paying the bills off.
You paying everything fucking off, right?
I don't like owing niggas, so I'd rather. Granted, like, I think somebody said,
fuck credit. Credit's a scam, but
I mean,
we have to have it to build, our shit up that we would want.
I'd rather use credit than my bank. Like, it's my money.
When it comes down to it, I guess it is money.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I don't know. So it really just depends. Basically, long story less long, you're gonna owe somebody. So just pick who you want to owe, I guess.
Exactly. And like my mom said in the aspect of, yeah, if y'all get this podcast up and running and like y'all get into some money, y'all really ain't got shit to lose, so y'all can really, I mean,
that's just extra money.
We really ain't got shit to lose. Like, I mean, yeah, we got bills and stuff, but that shit can be paid like on like how we do now, a bi-weekly basis. We don't really owe no niggas out here. I owe Community Choice still, I want to say like 20 G's off a car, but that's about it. Like, if I pay that off.
That's what I'm trying to get to the point where I could just pay niggas off, so I ain't got to worry about shit. At least let me do that so I can stop stressing.
Because fuck capitalism, bro.
Yeah. Way too many niggas. But yeah, no, that was a fire ass conversation. I'm actually glad we got that out the way. I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm tired of the rest of the fucking podcast. We ain't got shit else. So I'm just getting bullshitting.
Yeah, well, let's bang through some of these topics, and then I want to see what you have written down.
My arm tired.
But moment of silence. I know you don't usually do this because it's an entertainment podcast, but moment of silence for Ben Simmons' career.
It's crazy as fuck. The crazy part about it is that this nigga...
You ain't giving him a moment of silence?
Hell no. The crazy part about Ben Simmons is, right, this nigga, when capable, he is a walking double waiting to fucking happen. He has all the attributes, he has all the athleticism, he has all the talent. But, hey bro, what the fuck are you doing? What? I don't... Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I think they basically said that he just doesn't like to get pushed. Like he doesn't, like he's not a dog. Like there's some niggas like that's just not a dog.
And like honestly, sometimes I could be one of them niggas. You know?
But so, like even with you in the podcast, that's the worst thing to be. Especially like the NBA. Like you cannot make it in the NBA. You cannot survive in the NBA if you don't have that dog mentality. Patrick Beverley.
I feel like that's any high-end professional sport.
I feel like there's any high-end professional anything or any sort of thing that gets paid and makes Skrilla.
Because, you know, think about it. Everybody's like, everybody was like, oh, yeah, Ben Simmons, he doesn't really need to shoot. He could contribute. He contribute like off ball and stuff like that. And like, nigga kind of need. He's in the fucking NBA. You're in the NBA. Your job, your primary goal in the NBA is to shoot the fucking ball at least somewhat.
Yeah, because I mean, when you think
there's not a nigga, you keep all these. You could keep on thinking that a nigga can be on the court without having to shoot, or you keep thinking in the MLB a nigga can have a 2.5 batting average and don't think that nigga can hit. Can be.
Isn't a .25 good though?
What?
Isn't a .25 good?
That's not. It's kind of below.
I thought elite was like 3.
Elite is like 4.
Niggas is hitting 4 though?
Niggas is hitting 4.
Damn, niggas got better. Damn, I guess that's everything else. Everybody else getting better. But yeah, because like to the Ben Simmons point, like
bro, what are you doing?
you playing 4 versus 5. Like he's not a threat offensively, and he wasn't the greatest defensively. So it's like you're really not adding shit but space, nigga. Like 6'10", just a big nigga for no reason. Because it's like
niggas buying your jersey just for the kicks.
Because I think somebody said, I think it was the Nets coach. He's like, I don't really know what to do with him because you can't. He's like, you can't have a big out there because then they're gonna take each other's space and then it's gonna be crammed in the middle so niggas can't drive, and then you can't put him on the wing because he can't shoot. So what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? And it's just like,
I'm sorry, Ben.
He's just not good right now. He's playing the worst he's ever played. He had the whole thing with Philly, and then like mentally he wasn't into it. And like I said, I just don't think he has that dog mentality. And when you don't have that dog mentality in the NBA, they will eat you alive. Like Patrick Beverley has been thriving and surviving in the league because he has a dog mentality. Russell Westbrook, as bad as he played for the Lakers, was striving in the league because he had a dog mentality. Like these niggas will always flourish and always get opportunities because they have the dog mentality. Like even Cam Newton potentially cannot get back in the league because he doesn't want to be a backup, but he still has a dog mentality. I respect the dog mentality, but some shit's just not going to work. And I think Ben Simmons is kind of becoming that Jamarcus Russell type where it's like, yeah, you see flashes, you see moments, but it's not going to work. And me personally, I don't really see a lane to where he could thrive. Like if this is Sixers Ben Simmons, I think he would fit perfect in Boston, for instance. Because like we have Marcus Smart, but imagine having either Marcus Smart or Ben Simmons pull up the ball and then do what he do. Like that would make an unstoppable team. But the Ben Simmons that's been of recent hasn't worked and showcase anything. So it's like, who the fuck would want him? Like, realistically, who would want him? And he can't even go to a bad team because all the bad teams are good now. And then there's a chance for teams to get Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson, and then the Twins, and then the nigga from Alabama that doing all the wild shit. Like, who wants this nigga?
There's a
like, who wants this nigga?
I'm not even going to come. What's his name? Brandon from Alabama.
I don't know his name actually.
But yeah, with all you doing that wild shit, there's a special place for you. I know. I know. There's a special place for you.
Murder Mint.
I know. Hey, we waiting. We waiting.
I can see him going. That's funny too because I can see him going to Detroit. But that's what I'm saying is like
I had that in my mind. I was like, yep, keep on.
And then you know what's crazy too? That's funny. But what's crazy too about the Ben Simmons thing is like, I can't even see him going in the G League because I feel like he would think he's better than the G League.
Somebody told me this. If Ben Simmons, if college, the NCAA was paying players back then, Ben should have just stayed his ass in college for as long as he possibly could have.
Yeah.
Which is that's crazy as hell. But I didn't have shit to say about that. I was like, yeah.
Like, yo, dog, Ben Simmons was getting compared to LeBron. Outside of Ben Simmons, I haven't seen anyone be compared to LeBron as far as skill level, size, and all that, athleticism and all that. And then on top of that, nigga, Ben Simmons had a top 5 hoop mixtape. I think it was Overtime. It might be Ball is Life. One of them niggas. When in high school, like, I think of John Wall. I think of Austin Rivers. I think of LaMelo Ball. I think Ben Simmons was like 2, or like he was like one of them. And now this nigga mid, bro.
They were saying that Ben Simmons was one of the most prolific athletes to come into LSU since Shaquille O'Neal.
And then you just, I don't know. There's something about just not. And then I think another thing too is like,
I think it's just he got to another level where he just didn't give a fuck anymore, bro.
Well,
you cannot do that. If you're not going to give a fuck like that, bro, at least don't.
No, but that's what they said on the scouting reports. I don't have my phone on me, so I can't look it up. But like they said on the scouting reports is that he doesn't have a high motor. Like he's not motivated by it. Like it's one of those. It's the gifted, talented individual. He's just not a hard worker, and some niggas it's not that. But it hurts when it's like you're what, like top 2.
When you're a top, okay, bro, you could be all that, but if you do not have that dog in you to be able to play at a high level, to be able to play at all, then nigga, be a GM somewhere or something, like be a scout somewhere, where you're still actively in the NBA, but at the same time you not on the court, you just not playing, bro. Like niggas is just, like I said, niggas is just wearing your jerseys just for the kick, bro.
That nigga need to go.
Niggas is out here wearing Ben Simmons.
You keep saying that, jerseys. Like what? Does he have his own shoe?
No.
Oh,
he has a jersey.
Nigga,
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Niggas is out here just wearing Ben Simmons jerseys just for the thrill.
That's nasty. That's fucking nasty. That nigga need to go to Taiwan. Start playing with Dwight Howard. You see, Dwight Howard was in the 3-point contest, so shit. Ben, you better go over there and get your mind right. Listen to that. Jeezy got a song called Get Your Mind Right. Listen to that. Go to Taiwan or Hong Kong, wherever you want to go. Or, no, don't go to Europe. There's like Lucas out there. They'll beat your ass. But get you one of them leagues and just start pulling up. Just start pulling, bro. Get your confidence back. Because, nigga, you playing like, nigga, 6'10" is scary. That's crazy to me. Like, certain shit is like, all right, that's an NBA player. You can't really say nothing, be hurt. But, like, nigga, you 6'10" and scary. My 2K player will beat your ass. Like, what is this nigga doing? It's sad to see.
It's crazy part about it, you can't even be, you couldn't even be trying on 2K. Like you could try to be 6th man of the year on 2K and you still be
better than Ben Simmons. Dog, and you know what's crazy too? What I just thought about,
striving to be 6th man of the year, got it.
What's mind blowing to me? What I just remembered, YouTube land on podcast land, he gets paid $37 million this year. Yeah, to be mid. $37 million.
That's an expensive ass chair. But
That's an expensive ass cheerleader at that point.
oh shit.
I don't know.
He got all the best clothes on. He got all the designer shit on.
He just need. I don't know. He might need to talk to a sports psych. And we just got to figure out what's really going on with Ben Simmons.
I know niggas is mad. I know other like niggas better not. Don't let this nigga get a shoe sponsorship because all the all the commercials ain't gonna be in the gym, bro.
No,
this is gonna be this nigga walking on the.
Or they gonna be in the gym, but they gonna be like, you know how they got the display cases, like 1 foot
like
up.
This nigga's gonna he ain't gonna be doing no motion.
He gonna be sitting down, like your feet. He gonna watch. So they gonna have the little voiceover too. Your feet ever get uncomfortable just sitting down for long periods of time?
They gonna cut to a scene where this nigga got like a stunt double,
doing all the action. He's just sitting there,
tired as hell. Just
like, yo, Ben, you want to get in the game? Nah, coach. Got my new Ben Simmons tools.
And them bitches probably heavy as hell. They gonna be heavy as a brick.
Heavier than LeBron's and shit.
Like, bro, yeah, bro. These ain't do nothing, bro. They just for stuff. You ain't running up and down the court. Yeah, you ain't doing no running, bro. These just for the kicks, bro. Oh shit.
Or they'd be like, you remember those fake ass, like when it was when we was in high school, so this is years ago.
Fat farms.
No. They're like the vertical
This
shoes.
was heavy.
You remember the vertical shoes that had the mini trampoline type shit around your foot? Man, them shits was so crazy. That's what Ben Simmons' shoes gonna look like. But yeah, I don't know. RP Ben Simmons' career. That shit over, cuz. But Ja's back, gritty in and all. It's good to see that he's back and he's prospering and playing in the NBA right before playoff times, which is it's something I think the NBA needs. And I guess it's like
the NBA needs a Ja.
The NBA gets what it wants because they get their star back, but he's still him, but it's not as crazy as it once was because I'm just gonna flat out say he flashed a gun in a strip club with his niggas listening to music, and then they try to. And they try to paint him to be the villain because of that when everybody be going to the strip club and all that stuff.
They really try to paint him like he was Big Meech.
What's crazy was the ESPN interview. I'm like, all right, we kind of doing a lot, but I don't know.
They said they made this nigga take out his color out his hair and everything.
I think it's because his hair was back because he still got the color. But, I mean, yeah, I'm just happy to see Ja back. I'm happy to see him playing.
They really wanted to come back. They said they really wanted him to come back like Kurt Franklin.
Which that's not who Ja is. Like, does he need to simmer down and quit wilding? Yes.
Of course.
But, yeah, I don't. Like, niggas can't be like this and then love AI. It's just, like, Ja's going too far left, where AI was still being himself and still being who he was meant to be. But Ja was going too far left. But then again, they found his old Instagram. And on his old Instagram, he was still gangbanging Ja. He was still throwing it up. Still little shit, but was still with the shit. So, I mean, that's who Ja is.
It's crazy because those pictures, he's a little ass kid. And that was like, what, 2014? I can tell by the picture styles. That's 2013, 2014.
Still thugging, too. That's the funny part. But, I mean, I'm just glad to see him back in the league. I'm still curious to see how the Grizzlies will do. They should still be worried in the West, though, I ain't gonna lie. Because Dylan Brooks is out here getting cooked and all that shit. Well,
acting up all type of shit, too.
Bro, ain't getting... That's the first nigga I ever seen get denied on a jersey swap. That's crazy. He was like, I don't want that shit.
He's like, oh, yeah, you got it.
I'll give you mine, but you can keep that. He's like, damn, bro, you don't want this? He's like, no, nigga. But,
I know Draymond was laughing his ass off.
Oh, he said something about it. I didn't get to watch it, but he said something about it. Yeah, I got to see that shit. I got to see.
Funny as hell.
I got to see that shit. Interesting question. And I want your thoughts and opinions on this. Do you feel like you are hard to love?
Definitely. I'm a very complex individual. I'm very fickle. I change my mind a lot.
What aspect are you talking about? In general, or are you talking about
Like just in general.
Okay.
Like I have this thought process that like a lot of people might not love, or like a lot of people think is like, yo, what the fuck is up with Tyler? Like, and that's not even like relationships. That's just like everyday life. Because sometimes I'd be doing shit and you'd be like, yo, what the fuck? So, yeah, but like I know I'm hard to love. Because I seen my mom try to love my daddy. That shit did not look like it was it. So, but she stayed with the nigga until it was time to go. So, which I do not want to happen to me. If I'm just rotten and I'm bad to the bone, please leave my ass. Please leave me. Which is also anyone out there listening that you know dealt with me. I do not blame you. I'm just say right there. I'm no name drop. I'm just gonna say thank you, and I do not blame you. So that's me being a man, or just being a sensible human being.
Do you ever feel like? I mean, kind of answered it, but do you ever feel like you could be unhardened, or is that just something that you would have to go through as life?
It's something I'm going to have to go through, and like not even like from like a, because I talk about this in therapy a lot. Like, what is it about me that makes me what I am, or makes me, or how I dealt with certain things, and it just comes, it all just comes back to the aspect of what you saw around you. Like I
have something to say.
You didn't, obviously you didn't live in the house, you know, but like I saw some shit in the house. So
I do feel like
some shit that I'm willing to not talk about.
Of course. This is just from the outside looking in. I do feel like there doesn't necessarily have to be like your whole heart or whole percentage of you. I do feel like there is a piece of you that wants to be that. It's easier to accept you for you being difficult to love and being a difficult person, and that you're going to go through shit and go through changes, rather than openly admit it and openly each and every day work on that part of you. Because I personally, I wouldn't say you're like I said, outside looking in, I wouldn't say you're hard to love. Like I said when we was in your Johnson apartment, do you want to be loved?
Right.
I feel like that is your biggest battle. Is like, there's days where you want to be loved. There's days where you want to be like fucked with and interact with people and care about people and this, that, and the third, and you're a great person. And then there's days where you just shut down for whatever reason, just because you just don't either feel like you deserve it or want it.
Right.
And to me, that always comes off as in like, why I go back to that Johnson apartment and that conversation. Like, do you want it, nigga? Like, because that I feel like at least how I've carried you and how I've like catered to you as far as a friend and a homie and a brother, whatever you fuck you want to call me, whatever word you want to use. Tell me what you want. That'd be the only time where I get frustrated. Not necessarily frustrated that you shut down or that you're a different person or that you go through shit. It's life. Niggas go through shit every day. Tell me what you want me to do so I know how to handle you. But then don't get mad at me for following what you follow. That's where, if you ever see me feel like I'm annoyed with you, or if you ever feel like I'm difficult because of you, that's where I get difficult. Because I'm like, well, damn, like Tyler, you told me to text you this and do that and that, and I feel like I did everything I could, and it's still not enough.
I think that all comes about as far as I trickle it down. We're in the process of therapy as far as breaking down how I communicate to people. And it trickles down to communication, definitely, for me. So, like I said, I'm very fickle. Sometimes I'll say something and then I'll do the exact opposite, or it's not what I envision in my mind going exactly as planned. Then when a nigga doesn't do what I do, when I say that's exactly as planned, they kind of put their own spin on it. I'm still like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? Like, and like, that's why I see it. That's why sometimes I see Brian has most difficult, because that thought process isn't always getting, that exact thought process isn't always getting bounced out and connecting to him, which is why I probably look crazy as hell being mad at him in his eyes, but at the same time, niggas is gonna feel a certain way about stuff, and it's just gonna be that, you know, like, and like you can't control how another nigga reacts.
True.
To shit. But at the same time, I gotta do a better job at understanding where he's coming from in certain things, and I gotta just be able to say exactly what the fuck it is. So
yeah, because it's
and
almost
that's not with him. It's with everybody around me. So
because it's almost like, for instance, like how I deal with like certain women, and then not saying like Tyler's a woman or nothing like that, but it's just like I'll like me and Tyler will come up with a plan, and just because I like reassurance, and because like I said, life happens. Like sometimes Tyler's not in the mood to do shit. Tyler don't want to do this, and third. The same way, like it doesn't necessarily has to be one-way street. It's definitely a two-way street. But like I'll go to check in, and then even in checking in, Tyler always kind of look at me like, "Fuck you mean?" Like nigga, duh. Like, and I'm just like, "Yo, I'm just checking, dog." like, but that's something he feels like he already communicated. So there's not a reassurance, but I have to be reassured just because I've seen scenarios to where, like, we've had instances where, like, I didn't check in, and then Tyler looked at me like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" So it's just like, right. It's not because I'm trying to do it to be annoying or I'm trying to do it to be a goofy. It's more so of like I've seen the scenarios where I said that we was gonna do it this, we was gonna be here at this time, and then I show up and I'm like, "Where you at?" And you're like, "I'm not there." What do you mean? And I'm like, "We said this." So if I don't check in right away, like I'd rather take the fault and look like the asshole, the idiot, the whatever, just to be sure and communicate. That's just something I've learned from dealing with Tyler.
And be completely 1,000% transparent here. It's almost like niggas can't do right with me. Niggas can't do right by me. It's something that I've learned from my pops. Definitely, it's like, damn, well, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like I'm like one of those little kids. Like, damn, like I just asked you for some food. Like, if you want some food, like that's the standpoint. That's the standpoint that I had growing up my entire fucking life. Is that a nigga that I could never do right. So as I'm grown, it's almost like niggas can never do right in my eyes because I saw the shit that I've been, and that just manifested into that. So.
And then one thing that I do notice that you talk about a lot, and which kind of goes back to that one point of like, what do you want? Is every time that you talk about something that is a trigger or a trauma for you, you talk in the midst of your parents. Like, oh, I got that from my dad. I got this from my mom. Or my mom's like this, mama. In a way, like respectfully, stop, because I need to know how you operate. Yeah, you got it from your dad, but I don't mean that got to stick with you. I get it's in you, so I get it's something you have to break down. But
I don't know, bro.
But that's what I'm saying is like, because I know I know yourself to be an individual, but then you be like, oh yeah, my pops was like this. I'm like, I've yet to hear that I'm like this.
I see that a lot. Yeah. I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to teach myself right now in counseling how to get away from that. But shit's harder than it looks, bro.
No, I know.
Shit's definitely hard.
It's just something I just picked up right now.
Because it's like, it's hard. It's easy. It's easy to blame somebody that's not here anymore.
Yeah.
And even when he's here, I still blame them. So.
And it's not like you got that, I guess, closure in a way.
Never did.
So. Yeah.
Speaking of, I actually wanted to get into something that like literally came across my mind. Obviously 2 days ago. At the end of the day, I was leaving work. I got into my car. I stopped to think because I just felt like something was off. I stopped to think, and I looked down at the date, and I saw that it was Pops. He would have been 68 today. And that was the 23rd. So
happy belated. I thought about texting you. I was going to say I was going to pour one out for the OG, but I didn't end up texting you. And actually, ironically, that's Abu's birthday too. So shout out to Abu, you ugly nigga.
Why you gotta be ugly? That's the niggas always putting niggas down for whatever reason.
No, because like he ugly because I wrote him and he just hearted it. Like that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
I hate niggas.
Yeah, and mind you, it was on Instagram, so it just said "seen in the heart." Like, nigga, you know me. Like, Abu, I've seen you cry. Like, why you acting like this? It's like, you my brother. It's like, nigga, boy. That's the only reason why he ugly. He ain't ugly, really. But
certain type of niggas that do that, too.
Like, nigga,
certain side niggas that do that, too. I'm not going to say what side.
Side niggas is hilarious.
But, you show them some love, and then they just be like, like or heart or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a certain side niggas that do that. I'm not going to say what side, though, but we know.
That's funny. But, yeah, man, I thought about texting you, and I was like, damn, it is Pop's birthday. And that just kind of made me reminisce, because I was like, I miss him. I generally do.
Yeah. I don't even know if my mom, because I wanted to tell my mom about it, but at the same time, I didn't want to really tell her about it. Or, like, she probably knew. But, like, we just went on. Because especially since we had the death of my uncle, like, last week, it's just one of those things where, like, it was kind of just too much. That, by the way, that funeral, because there was like 3 parts. There was like the viewing, there was like the funeral, and then like there was the celebration of life. The celebration of life was last Saturday, the 18th, and that shit was kind of sad as hell. I'm not gonna lie, because they showed me a picture of this nigga like there was like a picture of him like clean cut in like a suit, smoking like a cigarette with like he looked like he was part of the Nation of Islam. That's the whole thing. Like he looked like an Asamam, like he looked like a Malaikum Salam nigga. Like that's the whole thing that got me the entire fucking black. He looked like a black beetle. Like that was the thing that got me the entire thing. I was like, damn, this nigga was really sharp as hell. But yeah, it was kind of a bittersweet because like his oldest daughter, my cousin Lisa, that lives in New York. I hope you get back safe. Love you. She went to speak, and my brother Carl went to speak, and like in his last final moments, it's crazy how you could tell when you have just this feeling that somebody is not okay. And the thing about it is that like you don't really know the time and date, but you know that it's coming soon, that something is just not right. And they had that moment when they were talking to my uncle and he was upright and stuff like that. He was still in the hospital. He was still fucked up, but he was still like eating and stuff like that. And then Carl told me that like he just took a big ass sigh and he said that, I'm probably not going to be coming home anytime soon. Damn. To his apartment. And he knows for a fact that fucked him up. So like me hearing that kind of was like, damn, like it's kind of, I honestly, like if our time comes, like I don't know how. I feel like we would have that inept sense that we just know that like this milk is expiring. Like it's our time to go. And that could be scary. I even thought about it on my way to drop mom on. I was like, how scary it's actually going to be in your mind for your mind to actually tell you like, hey, it's, your number's called. It's time to go. And she was like, yeah, well, what are you gonna do about it? There's nothing you can do about it.
Because it's not a matter of if, it's just when.
Yeah.
And then you hope that you have the luxury of kind of like being in your uncle's situation to where you kind of accept the terms, you know what's going to happen, and then you're still surrounded by loved ones. Like, you don't want the shit to just happen as a surprise or like you just an innocent bystander somewhere and then that shit happens. Like, that would fuck me up more than it happening. Like,
I just don't want to be in a place when I go. I just don't want to be in a place where like where I want to be able to go naturally, I guess, and not from like some diabetic shit or just like some like disease or cancer. Like, God bless everybody that has lost one in cancer or whatever type of disease that they have. But I want to feel good, naturally feel good about me going away.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be like, cause like I don't want to be in a place where my family has to see a fucked up body because I'm shot or like I jumped over, like something happened or I'm in a car crash or whatever. I want to be all in place. You know, I want to be all put together, open casket, so I could be burned.
Oh yeah, you want to be cremated.
You know what? I thought about that too. And God let me have kids or whatever. God let me have a beautiful wife and kids and whatever. I thought about that shit too. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna run these niggas out their money. I want to be buried in the ground.
Yeah,
I want a gold plate, not gold casket, but like the gold hinges, matte black casket. I want blue roses, only blue roses.
All right, cuz. Like, nigga, out here customizing your casket like it's fucking GTA.
I want blue roses only, and only that. Because if y'all know, I know. Y'all know. Blue roses. And like I don't want it to be in like a big ass church because I just want it to be like in a little small ass church, just down the street. You know that one off of 9th. That's St. John's. That's kind of in the middle of downtown, like right across the street from Grand. Mm-hmm. Like that church, that just something decent like that, Mm-hmm. And like I don't want to be like big as shit when I die too. Like I hope I stay the same size or the same frame. Because if niggas drop me, bro,
yeah, he ain't getting you back up. Fuck that.
Oh, bro, you done fucked up the casket. I'm gonna be more pissed that you fucked up the matte black casket than me actually dropping.
Which want me to be a pallbearer?
I'm gonna be pissed. What
is it called? Pallbearer?
Yeah.
Would you want me to be one?
If you want to, I mean, I ain't got no say, obviously.
Well,
now, but like,
also you want like someone that like cares about you to carry you, shit like that.
Y'all niggas gotta be fit, bro.
Yeah, that was my. I ain't gonna
That's
lie.
the whole thing about like, cause like they wanted me to be like for my one of my uncle's funerals, like way back like 10 years ago. They wanted me to be a pallbearer. Nigga, I'm 16 years old.
I was one from my grandpa. I think on the way in, but I would like one of the cousins wanted to do it on the way out, and he's older, and he's like he was more my dad's cousin than like my cousin, and I was like, yeah, nigga, take it. I was like, I'd fucking, I'd hate my face.
Don't let you be straining in front of some niggas.
That's what I was like, if I drop, like, luckily he wasn't heavy or nothing like that.
Because black families, like, don't let you be straining in front. You're like, bro, what the fuck is you doing?
Now fix your face, nigga. It's like, it's heavy. But yeah.
He'll be like, you about to be in this box next with him. So if you drop him, but I literally had my pops look at me one time. He's like, listen, if you drop this casket,
I'm dropping you.
There might be another one
on the way. Yeah, to go back to that, like, are you hard to love point? I don't feel like I'm hard to love, but I don't feel like I'd be asking for a lot either. But I also don't expect a lot. Like, I'm not putting like a lot of people in a situation to where
I feel like you know what you want.
Yeah, I also feel like I'm not putting a lot of people in a position to like be forced to love me. It's just like I allow you to show what you want to show, but at the same time, it's like people be fucking up that. And I'd be like, yo, just be you, my nigga. Like, be you so I know how to handle you, so I know how to cater to you and all that stuff. Like, I don't expect a lot. Like,
right.
Especially like in a relationship. Like, I want all the things a good woman provides, but I haven't seen, at least in my experience, as far as loving me, a good woman yet to where they've hit all aspects to where I could show them the best version of myself, I guess.
Right.
But I don't think that I'm hard to love, but I guess, I don't know. I haven't really been in love.
If I was a woman, I wouldn't date you. But,
why?
I'm talking shit.
Yeah, you just go put that on wax.
Because you got a good ass body. I like that.
Pause.
But yeah, definitely. I'd date you for your body, bro.
That is crazy. But do you feel like
piece of meat?
Nigga just looked at me like I'm meat. But do you feel like, because a lot of people feel like there's a lot of like clown ass dudes and ass dudes,
weird ass dudes.
Well, hold on. You don't feel like that's proxy?
I don't know what that.
Proxy means like within like proximity, like close. Because me personally, I feel like that's proxy. I feel like if you say, for instance, ladies, say if you're listening to this, you're a good woman, you're a solid woman. Obviously, you listen to the TBH podcast, so you dope in some sort of way. But say you're a good woman, sense of humor. Yeah, you're a good woman with good morals and a good sense of humor. But say you friends with the hoes. If you friends with the hoes and your whole group hoes, and you get the goofy niggas that want the hoes, and they all approach your friends in your friend group, they're gonna approach you thinking you a hoe.
Damn, this is why I'm losing hair now. Fuck, I keep turning this fucking cap this way, sideways.
they gonna approach you like you the hoe. They gonna approach you thinking that they can get away with the goofy shit that they got away with your friends. And I feel like a lot of people, just by proxy, don't expand their horizons or don't be putting themselves in different situations, so it's like they expect a different result. It's kind of like,
which is insane, by the way. Insanity is doing the same shit again and again and expecting a different result.
Right, because it's like it's like the white girl that likes hood dudes. So what is she gonna be by? She gonna have an interest in sports, football, basketball. She might listen to hip hop. She might go to a rap show. She might be in the clubs where they play rap music. She might drink Hennessy. Like, she's going to put herself in proxy to where she could most likely find a lot more hood dudes.
It was 7 a.m. I saw a girl on my story that she had like G Herbo on her shit, like working out, like at the gym.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's proxy. Like, you got to put yourself in different situations to find different results and just to find different people, because you might not meet the love of your life at a different thing, but you might meet a friend group to where you could eventually meet the love of your life. Right. And I'm not saying that by proxy all the dudes you meet are not going to be shit. Like, there could be the outliers. There's outliers. There
could have some ain't shit aspects to them.
But not even that. Like, I think there is outliers of where you can find a good dude in, like, the hood example that I used or anything like that. It's just like, you got to play odds. Like, a lot of you probably go on Tinder and then be surprised when niggas is just trying to fuck. Or a lot of you be on Tinder, be surprised a guy is scheming and gaming you up to get to the position to fuck and then proceed to bounce. Like, I was having a homegirl, and then that's another reason I was bringing it up. I was talking to a homegirl today, and she was saying that, like a guy basically moved in fast, was talking to her, was showing her, like, yo, I think I could date you, I could show you the whole works, this, that, and third, blah, 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 showing all this lovey-dovey shit, hella interest. They kicked it for 2 days. It was like 24 hours, just met the friend group and all this stuff, and then he bounces. I just feel like...
That's not funny, but...
I feel like anyone that shows you too much too soon could be a red flag.
You already know what time it is, honestly.
Because, to me, even if I'm hitting it off to where I think me and this girl could really date and I can see myself dating her, I'm not going to put that on wax just because I feel like a lot of situations be adding too much pressures to situations. Because it's like a lot of women do want to date and be in relationships and fall in love and have kids and all that stuff. But it's like, if a guy, niggas could be unsure. Like, I've been in a situation to where I might have been an ain't shit ass dude, not because I'm an ain't shit ass dude. I've been in an ain't shit ass dude because, like, shit be moving too fast, too quick. Because it's like, I feel like all my real relationships, whether they be friendships or actual relationships or situationships or hookups or whatever, have been better when it didn't feel like it had to happen today.
Right.
And that's probably why I struggle with some relationships now, because every time I talk to a girl, it feels like they're interested in me today. But if I kind of not necessarily pull back, but I have my doubts or I have my, like, I don't know, shit ain't the same the next week. Like, I've yet to see the same woman that's been interested in me show the same level of interest for a week.
Right.
And I feel like a week is not asking for a lot.
Hell no.
So I just feel like it's proxy. I feel like a lot of people put themselves in similar situations, kind of what you said, like insanity. Like, they're expecting a different result, but they're only on Tinder, they're only on Bumble, they're only on Hinge, they only go to the same clubs, they go to the same clubs, they see the same dudes, and they talk to the same dudes, and they wonder why the fuck it doesn't work out. It's like if a nigga like his best weekend is like getting high or kicking it with the boys, or he has no goals or no aspirations, that might be a red flag. Or something I posted on my Snapchat story, Brent Fayez said it. He said, I want to see how like my girl is perceived by women.
I saw that.
Which to me is ill. So I would say the same thing to you ladies. See how your dude's perceived to other guys. If he's just one of the boys where they know they just could kick it and have a good time, yeah, that's cool. But if they ain't like,
nigga ain't got no motion.
If that nigga ain't like, yo, that's a dope ass nigga. Like he out here making shit shake. He out here trying to do something. He take care of the homies, take care of the family member. Like he like they
honestly, subliminally, we might be one of them niggas. I don't know.
But if he don't do all that, it's just like, to me, like the signs are always there. It's just if you choose to ignore them, you can't be mad at the result or get out the city. That's what I'm saying. Move. Like I know there's ain't shit dudes everywhere, but a lot of the times, like me and Tyler, I don't think we have a bad rep, but whatever our rep is our rep. So if we talk to a girl who happens to know somebody that knows somebody in the city, some of those reps are hard to shake. And like I said, they might not be bad, but if like to me, like I feel like my fault, this is just me thinking out loud, my fault is I'm dope. I really believe I'm dope. I generally believe I'm dope. I feel like I'm a dope person. I'm a dope personality. But you will never know that until I open my mouth and I talk to you. And you give me that time to have that discourse with you. And I feel like a lot of the times, the reason why women are not interested in me or have interest in me or any sort of thing is because, like I said, they don't know I'm dope until I open up my mouth and I have that discourse and able to talk to them. So a lot of times, you're going to go with what you know. If you see the nigga that look fly, got the Amiri on, got the Nike 95s on, he looking fresh head to toe, you might give that nigga a chance.
Or you got Amiri on in Des Moines, they got it.
Or you don't see the tattoos, you see the eyes, you see the height, you see whatever it is that you're initially attracted to, you're going to give that nigga a chance, you're going to get it open the door. Where niggas like us, where we have personalities, not saying we don't have height, not saying we don't have good looks, not saying we don't have nice clothes or whatever.
We be dressing.
But like, you won't notice. I'll let this slide. You won't notice that until we open up our mouths. And I feel like that's proxy. Like a lot of people just put themselves in situations where it's proxy. Like you're just not allowing more things in.
Yeah. Yes, Sirski. And yeah, I just want to kind of like piggyback off like that, because like I'm a type of dude. Well, I was the type of dude that like to be out. I like to be seen and stuff like that. But I also knew in the back of my mind that, bro, like I really ain't shit. I really ain't shit. Like all these clothes, yeah, I got all these clothes, but at the same time, like my personality is kind of just blah. You know, I like to, you know, say what I have, but at the same time, I don't like to say what I will have or, like, you know, have going on as far as motion goes. So, like, I was definitely one of them niggas. But
honestly, I feel like you're a better texter, at least from what I see with women and stuff like that. Like, you're a better texter than you are in person, which is kind of crazy. Because you be giving it up in text. But I feel like in person, you just more of cool, mo deep. Like, you just chilling, like you just in the cut, like you ain't.
Which
really.
I like that because it keeps my mind. I like being clear. When I go out, I like being clear headed. When I'm with the boys, I like being clear headed as possible. Now,
I know your audio probably sounds crazy.
What?
I know your audio probably sounds crazy
because I got this shit sideways, or
so it's probably only silent on one ear.
So like, yeah, but like. Now, at least if I were to go out, I like to have a clear mind. Obviously, I don't drink anymore. I'm quitting the za. Other announcement: I'm quitting the za.
Proud of you.
So yeah, and I just want to have a good time with my friends and colleagues now, instead of me just walking up into Annie's bar and getting fucked up, blacking out. and not remembering shit. So like that them days are. I love to say I like to say clear cut and 1,000% that those days are fucking over.
Just take it one day at a time.
You know, and that's what I did. I just took it one day at a time. You know, like days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and here it is, a year almost. So
proud of you. Actually, could we talk about someone else who's out their damn mind? Do you know who? I guess the nigga's name is Case. He's a singer, old singer.
An old singer.
Mm-hmm.
My mom probably know him. Is he an old singer like when we were little, we were listening to this nigga in the car singer?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but even then, he was probably like older. He's probably like our age when we was younger type shit. Anyway, so he said some outlandish shit.
Like R. Kelly.
What? How R. Kelly?
That's just giving me a
So he said some outlandish shit. He said that
outlandish nigga, he sings. I just thought R. Kelly.
He said that Charlie Wilson, snooze singing, can out-sing Luther Vandross.
Big Luther or Lil Luther?
He just said Luther Vandross. PSA.
Because he is not out singing. He is not out singing Big Luke.
He ain't singing out no Luther. Martin Luther, Lex Luthor, like he ain't singing out no Luther. But PSA, I love Uncle Charlie. Charlie Wilson was played throughout my grandpa's house and will always be played at my grandpa's house. I love Uncle Charlie. This is not slandering Uncle Charlie, but we are about to slander Uncle Charlie in case where that nigga is. But yeah, he ain't snooze sleeping or singing, whatever the fuck he said.
Pre-diabetic Luther got it for ages.
You keep saying one of them. I'm saying both of them niggas. Yeah. Luther used his voice as an instrument.
His voice was so smooth. Like I used to fall asleep in the car, like in the back seat. Like that shit was just like, bro, he had his. Can I take you out tonight? Remember that one? He
could sing like nobody's business. I don't think we've seen a better singer than Luther.
R.I.P.
And it's like, nigga, first of all, who is you to say that? First of all, like, I love Charlie Wilson. I grew up with him in my grandpa's house. My grandpa is a huge fanatic Charlie. But, like, the Gap Band, it was all up-tempo shit. Like, Luther would sing slow shit, fast shit, high shit, low shit. Like, would just kill it with his voice. So for this nigga to come out and just say, oh, yeah, he wasn't touching Charlie. Charlie? From the Gap Band? Nigga. That is crazy. Even because I told my mom, and then like, you know how like old heads be, they be like, oh, and she started thinking about it. And then so she started playing some Charlie. But it was like slow, but it wasn't really slow because Charlie don't do slow. Then she started playing some Luther. And then we kind of like both looked at each other like this, like hit one of the. And she was like, "Oh hell no, that nigga tripping." Case. She said, Casey, whatever fucking nigga name is, that nigga bugging.
Listen, look,
that nigga is bugging.
Keith Sweat could sing better than. I ain't even gonna go.
I was like, I don't know. Keith's nice though. Keith is nice because there's something to like. Charlie had the Gap Band. Charlie had all these other things. There's something to where you just have the beat and the beat is low, but your voice is carrying. And Luther has done that countless times, whereas pre-diabetic or diabetic Luther, like he's done it a numerous amount of times. And he's very talented. And put some respect on this nigga. Because to me, as far as male voice, male.
I want to say it was long ass time ago. I want to say like 05, because he's been out for a minute.
You can't say he's been out. That sounds crazy.
Oh, sorry.
But what was I gonna say? To me, I feel like Luther's the best voice. Damn.
Oh yeah, it was 05. I was pinpoint.
That nigga do look big as shit. Now one picture, that shit look insane.
How I categorize Lil Luther, Big Luther.
That's big. But that nigga sing his ass off. I don't give a fuck.
Big Luther got it.
Both of them. Both of them.
I really don't do curly
both
curly
of them.
cute Lil Luther.
Both of them can outsing. That is my top voice as far as singing voices go. As far as males, Women, I gotta go Whitney, but
Luther was kind of ugly, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He was. So for him to have that voice and be kind of like, I imagine that because we kind of pretty a little bit. We decent. So imagine we had his voice. Oh my goodness.
Nah, you can't say that because you know the YouTube section gonna fry. It's like, nigga, y'all not even cute. Shut the fuck up. At least Luther can sing, nigga. Like, you just set us up crazy. Damn, they finna cook our shit.
I'm sorry, YouTube.
But, yeah, man. Put some respect on Luther's thing. Yeah, I kind of touched on it earlier, but TikTok might get shut down. I'm scared. Personally, I'm scared as far as like trying to grow the TylerBrianHour business and empire. I'm scared. And then TikTok has taught me a lot of shit. Like, there's a lot of dope. You all right?
I dribbled on myself.
But yeah, TikTok's taught us a lot of shit, and TikTok's a dope ass app.
I just got on fucking TikTok, dude, like 3 months ago. I'm not even in my prime on TikTok yet.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get shut down. I mean, I don't know. It's Congress, it's old white people discussing a Chinese-led app, and I get what they like, the algorithm and the data. But it really is the data that it shows is kind of catered towards you. So if our youth is kind of crazy and wild, of course you're going to see more crazy and wild stuff. Because like mine is beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous women. And then there's some cool tech shit. And there's some cool content shit. And there's some cool like, yo, fix your life, do what you're supposed to do shit. Like mine is catered towards me. Tyler's literally look like Detroit, Michigan in a TikTok. But
niggas just be sending me half them like Ron, how are you gonna send me some baby Tron shit?
Shit, Brent had my fucking. I love Brent, you my nigga, but that nigga fucked up my algorithm something crazy one day. He just sent me a whole bunch of country shit, and then my shit was looking nuts. So I had to get my shit back. I had to stop listening to his shit. But yeah, thoughts and opinions on TikTok possibly getting shut down? Because I know some state. Fuck, what was that state? It was one of them weird states. It was like Utah or some shit.
Stupid up.
But it was like some states shut it down to where you have to be like 18 years or older to get permission to be on social media. I think it was social media as a whole. But as like you have to pretty much get permission from your parents to be on social media, which I'm not mad at that. But how they shutting down TikToks is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, because in this society, we like I said countless times, we love fucked up shit and we love wild and outlandish shit. So how the fuck are they going to take the beauty of people that have the same sort of idea of fucked up, crazy, outlandish shit? How are they going to take that entertainment from us?
Because it's more so the youth rather than us. What are you looking at right now?
I'm looking down on your shit.
But yeah. So I'm hoping they don't.
Okay, all right, be her. Yeah, this nigga got it.
I'm hoping that they don't take down TikTok because I'm still trying to get money and fame and riches and success.
There's money to be made.
Type shit. I want to change my life, and I've seen a lot of TikTok. It changed a lot of people's lives, especially because no other app is doing it like TikTok. And then not to mention, I think what's scary is that the CEO did say they have like some sort of like authority on who goes viral and who doesn't. And I think that is alarming because that's dictating what you do see. But yeah, hopefully they don't shut it down, man.
Yeah, I hope in my 3-month tenure of TikTok, I've seen some good shit. I'm still the new guy. You know, so like I'm still, trying to see all the funny niggas in the class. So,
speaking of funny niggas, great segue. 6ix9ine got his ass beat at LA Fitness. He was wearing a puffer jacket and short shorts
after he just got done off the elliptical.
No, he was on the Stairmaster.
He was on the Stairmaster,
which is a different beast if you ain't never been on a Stairmaster. And he looked like he got a good sweat in, got a good workout in, and then walked to the bathroom and got walked down.
In the Dragon Ball Z games where like you gotta fight a nigga back to back. This nigga had to fight the Stairmaster, and then he was working with like his shit was already on orange.
Or do you remember? I think it might have been the first Budokai where he was fighting like Android 19 as Goku, and you had the heart.
Your shit just went down. Your shit started off at like yellow. I was like, bro, what the fuck? How am I supposed to beat
every
this
time,
nigga?
yeah, that shit just was going down.
That was literally the hardest part. That might Android 19 and probably Frieza was probably the hardest levels that had my hands hurting. Niggas still got like a blister mark from that game, bro.
But to go to the Tekashi thing, I think what's crazy is like I don't like so that happened when we pretty much finished recording. I think Tyler even says it on the podcast, like towards the later half.
Almost asleep, bro.
When that happened. What I don't understand is like niggas thought that was fake. Like the way he kicked that nigga in the stomach.
That shit didn't. Yeah.
Like his foot got some recoil. Like it went down and came up. I was like, nigga, who's taking a kick to the stomach like that?
And think about it like this, bro. If you on that with a nigga that in a bathroom, what are you gonna say to the other nigga? Hey, bro, you can't. You got strong arm the bathroom door. You like, hey, bro, you can't come in here. The business is going on. Fuck you mean, nigga? I got shit. Fuck you talking about? And you going
I don't have like a lot of fears.
That's 6'9", bro. You might shit yourself. You see that 6'9" getting the shit beat out of him.
Wait, why would I shit myself?
Oh,
but like I don't have a lot of fears. But like that,
they beat that nigga down to his boxers.
That would be a fear of mine. Now that I think about it, like imagine. Yeah, that was a long ass mess. But imagine.
I ain't got no phone for that.
You stupid. Imagine taking a shit, right? Like you in the stall, like say you in that little stall that's like next to the big stall, and you just
hear a whole bunch of shit going. No, fuck this nigga, bro. Get that nigga.
You want to be famous? Yeah. Record me, nigga. And then the worst part about it is the dude who did that just did an 8-year bid and just got out.
Honestly,
probably
bro,
gonna go back in.
Honestly, bro, if I was in another stall, bro, I'm wiping myself. I'm washing my hands, bro, and I'm doing the AI step. And I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge, bro, because that ain't none of my business over there.
Yeah. Like, Buddy really went in there. You
gonna see me in the frame of the video just walking past the nigga.
Buddy went in there, got a workout in, was minding his own too, because he was kind of wilding. He was wilding at the World Baseball Championship.
Hold on, wait. Did you see these niggas walking in though?
Yeah.
When they got the picture of these niggas walking, they didn't have no type of like Nike on. They didn't have no workout clothes whatsoever. They didn't have no shorts, no nothing. So niggas at the counter is just watching 3 niggas go by with nothing to do with exercise whatsoever.
And they didn't scan in too, so they like really just let them go in there. I was like, all right, whatever. And then, yeah, LA Fitness could
y'all
get
niggas
sued.
Getting fired.
Yeah, LA Fitness could get sued potentially because they're supposed to scan in an ID. You're supposed to have people in there because you just can't. But then again, I don't know. There's a lot of like text and stuff that goes behind a gym membership, but you can't have your gym members get that ass beat. Yeah, he got walked out. Even like
nigga, just get you a private gym, bro. Build you a house with a private gym.
True. But he's in Florida. You know, Florida is like you want to be seen. You're 6'9". Y'all them face tats. You want to be noticed. I think the worst part about it is like his baby mom said that's embarrassing for his daughter to see him get his ass beat. Well, you wouldn't think like him snitching, him having all them damn 6'9s, him claiming all these gangs. Him buying all this protection, him can't go nowhere. There's a lot of different things I could think of to where it would be embarrassing.
Too many variables going on. So
she bogus herself for saying that, but yeah, he got his ass whooped. Yo, they put sad music when Act, because you know how Act be getting lit on the streams or whatever, like his Twitch streams. They put sad ass music behind him when he found out. He's like, what? Send it to me. Send it to me.
That's his lover for real.
Yo, they beat that nigga's ass. Act better be careful. Because they might fuck around and hit him too. Just because he, like I said, by proxy. Just,
his ass ain't going nowhere. He gonna stay in that little ass. He gonna stay in that room.
So what do you think comes from this as far as 6ix9ine goes? You think he goes into hiding and just be quiet? Or
one of his bodyguards was challenged whoever assaulted him to like
a fight,
$10,000, and if you lose, you die. nigga, where the fuck was you at? That was
like, nigga,
that's
you
literally
lost.
the first thing I thought of. I was like, where the fuck was you at, nigga? To where like this couldn't have even been a situation, bro. This couldn't have even happened or occurred if you was there. But now you got to double down, bro. You the bodyguard, especially since your job is probably on the line. You were like, yeah, if somebody touches this nigga, he dies.
Well,
if you gotta fight me, and if you lose, you die.
Well, someone had
like that one shit, like when Pliers got flipped off the fucking, when like he got that like years ago when like Pliers was like battle rapping somebody, and niggas just Kurt Angle this nigga off the fucking. And then his body,
yeah, I remember.
Then the nigga had the nerve to say, he's like, yeah, if that, it was like on the Breakfast Club or something like that. Nigga had the nerve to say, if